we have Aaron Sayers, James Philibossium and Zach Shepherd of the Detroit Tigers Minor League, also members of the Australian 21 and under WBC team. Welcome, gents, and if you could just, when you speak, introduce yourself and tell us how you got into baseball.
I'm Aaron Sayers, and I started when I was 9 years old. My dad played locally from when he was a kid till his 30s, and he asked me if I wanted to go down to the Essendon Baseball Club and try it out, and I did, and from then I've loved it ever since.
I'm James Philibossian. I started playing baseball when I was 5 years old. One of the days down there watching my brother play cricket, and then went to a baseball field, and they had a gala day going on there, and ever since then I've just still been playing. I love it.
My name's Zach Shepherd. I didn't really have a choice whether to play any other sport when I was younger. I started when I was 5. I mean, my mum had 4 brothers and they all played cricket, so she was a bit sick of it and wanted me to try something different. So yeah, since then I've been hooked on it.
Okay, thanks, guys. Now, all three of you were signed by the Detroit Tigers, and I know, Aaron, you went over a year before the other guys. This year you're all in the same club in the Gulf Coast League. So maybe, Aaron, if you could talk about what it was like being there on your own, the only Australian there, and then comparing it to this year, how it was like having 2 other Australian guys.
I went with Dean Aldridge last year. He was a pitcher from Sydney, and that helped having an Aussie around, except he was a pitcher, so I didn't see much of him. So it wasn't too bad. I made friends pretty easy with the Latins and the Americans, but the struggles of last year were a lot greater than this year, because I had a couple of closer mates with me and these 2 next to me, so it made them a bit easier being on the field every day with them. The clubhouse, we'd hang out outside of it as well, and yeah, it was like you have a bad day and you got 2 guys there that pick you up because they're around you all the time, so it was a lot easier.
Okay. Now for you guys, you probably only experienced, I assume you both travelled over together, didn't have to go on your own, and both position guys. So did you room together, or did you, 3 of you?
Yeah, in spring training we were with Warwick Suffold, and I roomed with Shep, so that was good to have an older guy around. He's a really good mentor. He took us under the wing a bit, so he showed us some things and how to go about our business right, and it was a really good experience having Aaron, Shep with us, because been around him for a while. We played state together, played when we were younger kids, so it's really good having them around us, and they know how we go about a business, so if we're struggling, they'll be like, hey, you're doing this, this and this, so it's really good having basically someone like you right next to you.
You mentioned when you struggle and people don't understand how hard it is to play every day. They think it's a great life, but it really is a struggle. Yeah. And you're going to have your highs and you're going to have your lows. So what do you go through, if you've got any advice for the other young ones going to sign in the years to come, when you do hit those troughs? You know, you have your peaks, you go 4 for 4 a couple of days, and next thing you might go 7 games without a hit. It's only 1 week, but it feels like you haven't got a hit for a month, you know. So how do you handle that sort of stuff?
I mean, you just got to get out. You can't really lock yourself in your room. I know it gets tough, and a lot of guys like to lock themselves in their room and be a bit quieter, but you just got to get around and just act like nothing's really wrong and still have fun. I think the easiest thing is to have fun and just try and maintain that high level energy that you always play with. That's what I try and do anyway.
I just go about it like when we used to play as a kid. We used to love it, have fun, so I try to treat it the same way. Every day, just try to get better, because it's not about that day. I just want to get better every day, and it's about making it to the big league, so I'm just go about it that way.
The other great thing is just finding a bit about yourself a little bit, because my first year when I struggled a lot, I'd do what Zach said not to do, and I'd stay in my room and think about it way too much. And whereas this year, I think you just kind of say, well, you're not going to lose your talent or your skills in a day or a week or whatever, so it's just kind of just let it slide and have a quick think about what you may have done right or done wrong, and not dwell on it too much, and just get out and be a kid and have fun with your friends and go about your business the next day.
And that's great attitude, as you said. It's and it is a learning experience. You know, you've got to experience the lows to really appreciate the highs, and you've got to start in that level field. You can't go up and down, which you've probably learnt. But that's really good advice. Now, we're over here in Taichung for the 21 and under tournaments. You've just come back from your first session at the field. How does it all look? I think you were here last year.
Yeah.
So anything changed or?
My first time and it's bloody humid, man. It's from spring training in the States. But yeah, it's a really nice field and it's good to get out there and get a bit of a run after being on the plane for like 10 hours.
Kind of all looks the same from last year, but we're ready to rip in and it's Japan tomorrow. So keen for that.
It was a bit of a struggle. I mean, long flight and getting a few hours sleep, but I mean, it was good to get out there and the field plays well. So I think we'll give this a good crack.
Okay. And have you got any stories you want to share with the alumni group about what happened in the Gulf Coast League this year? Anything funny that we can actually put on the site? Remember, it's a family site. Anything at all? Or I look at those smiles. Obviously, we can't release it. But
I'll have to find something G-rated.
well, thanks anyway, guys. Really appreciate all the very best from the alumni for this tournament and for your future careers.
Thank you
Thanks,
very much.
guys.